go, let's leave, let's hit, let's go. Holy hair, let's go, let's go, let's go.
What's up, beauties? Welcome back to my channel, Holy Hair. In this video, I'm going to be doing a root shadow on my roots, and I'm going to be doing a brow tint on myself. This is just a little fun video of me doing my own hair. This is something that I do a couple weeks after I retouch my roots, just as a maintenance appointment. So if you guys want to see my quick little color transformation and also some story time on opening my own salon studio suite, stay tuned for this video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I hope you enjoy this video. Also, if you are trying to decide if you want to leave a salon or not, I highly recommend that you watch my Successful Stylist series. It is a series on my YouTube channel. It's a series of 4 videos that give a ton of information, lots of tools for you to use to leave a salon and go off on your own, and how to tell if you're ready to make that step in your career and everything like that. So there are so many details in those videos. So I will link those videos right here, and I will also put them in the description box below for you to check out after you watch this one. Okay, so usually a few weeks after I freshly do my roots, I like to tone them again. So it's been about 3 weeks or so since I did my hair, and I want to go through and just kind of root shadow it, but it's kind of just like retoning. I feel like after you freshly bleach the hair, especially when it's like on the scalp lightener, sometimes you need to go back through and retone it after a few weeks. So that is what I'm going to be doing today. So for my formula for my roots, I'm going to be using Shades EQ. I'm going to be using 10VV and 10P. And this is gonna give almost like a little bit of a shadow effect, because it's gonna give you that like purpley pearl color, but it's not gonna be too dark. So sometimes I go a little bit darker than this as far as like level, maybe like an 8 or a 9, but today I'm gonna do a 10 because I've kind of been loving being super platinum-y blonde. And I'll show you guys what's under the hat. Okay, so if you want to get a close-up look at my roots, as you can see, that's my natural color coming in. And this last time we did my roots, they were like maybe down to there. So if we get in here, you really look up close, it's just kind of like a little bit yellow on the roots, just a tad. It's really not that crazy, but I'm kind of OCD. I mean, I like to just refresh it and give it a nice refresh after a couple of weeks after I do my roots. So this is just what I typically do. I normally do this all the time. I was actually debating on doing a wild crazy color, and I'll show you guys the color that I was thinking. But I know once I do it, I'm gonna say, oh, I miss my platinum white blonde hair. So I'm just gonna wait. This is my inspo picture. This picture is just so gorgeous. This girl's hair looks awesome. So she's got like purple roots, she's got coral in the front, and then like a blue on the rest of her hair. And I just think it looks like super cool, super different, and super fun, but I just don't know. I just got it to this really pretty platinum blonde color, so I'm like, do I want to go colored yet, or do I want to just live with this for a little while? So I think I might just live with this for a while and just kind of root shadow my roots, make it look all super icy and platinum, and then maybe in another like month or so, I'll go crazy. I'm also going to be tinting my eyebrows. So this is what my brows look like before, and I'll show you guys what I mix for my brows and everything like that. So let's get right into it. Okay, So I did 25 grams of 10VV and 10 grams of 10P. Then I'm going to be using the Shade CQ gel processing solution. So I have my little mirror set up on my ring light so that I can see the back of my hair in the mirror. Oops. So this is my little setup I got going on. So I can see myself back there. So I'm just gonna split my hair down in the middle and the back. And then probably start in the back. Take my necklace off. This is a cute look. Wow. So fun. Okay, so I'm just gonna be going in and I'm gonna be just applying this all over my entire head onto my roots. Coming over to the front, I'm gonna just show you guys, I don't know if you can see like right in here, like it just gets a little bit yellow. And so that's what we're trying to camouflage here. And also I like to kind of blur out the line of regrowth of my natural hair coming in, makes that line a little bit softer. Just blurs the line of regrowth and cancels out any warm tones. And this is a great service to do for your double process blonde retouches, because this is something that you can book them out for like 3 or 4 weeks after they get their double process blonde touched up, and this just prolongs the longevity of the color. It's gonna make it last a lot longer since we're blurring that line of regrowth, and this is an added service that you can get them in for in between their regular root touch-up appointments. So I wanted to do a little story time while I'm doing my roots because I just thought it would be fun. So I wanted to talk a little bit about how I knew when to go out on my own and when to leave the old salon and open my own salon studio, because I know that a lot of hairstylists struggle with when to make that transition, how to make that transition, and when do you know you're ready to go out on your own. So this is all things that like they don't tell you in hair school. You just don't really learn the business side of stuff in hair school unless you are taking, you know, business courses or something like that. I mean, I've just kind of honestly figured everything out on my own. I'm very self-taught. That's just how I have lived my life. I trust my gut, I trust God, and I pray a lot. So that is where I stand as far as, you know, how I live my life. But I was working at a big salon, like there was probably about 7 or 8 hairstylists there, and I was there for about 3.5 years, and I had a lot of stuff go down towards the end as far as like drama and whatnot, and I will not get into it because I don't want to divulge into all of that and expose other people's personal lives. But long story short, I kind of knew I needed to get out of there, and it was almost like all that happened for a reason, so that it was going to be my like push to make the jump and make the transition. And I really felt like God was transitioning me onto something better, but I just didn't know what I had, I just didn't know where or what, or how to start all of it and how to go about doing it. So I think that you are ready to go out on your own as an individual salon suite renter type stylist when you have a good amount of clients. Like I would say if you are pretty booked, consistently booked for, like if you stay steadily busy month to month, and people, you have return customers and customers that come in often, and I think that that is a really good sign that you're ready to go out on your own. And you want to save up some money as well. Like you want to save some money so that you're not living haircut to haircut. So I feel like there's definitely pros and cons to being out on your own as far as like renting your own studio, because you don't get the benefits of working in a salon, like the continuing education and the receptionist and the bookkeeping and all of that. So it is going to be a lot more responsibility when you're out on your own. But, you just want to weigh the pros and cons. Are you an organized person? Do you feel like you could manage clients on your own and manage your entire schedule and be the receptionist, the hairstylist, all of the above? And do you want to do that? I mean, ultimately for me, it was the right decision because I like working for myself. I'm super organized. I'm very OCD. I'm a good multitasker, so I knew that I could handle it. Like, I'm not saying it wasn't a scary leap and overwhelming at first, but I had confidence in myself that I could handle it. And I did, and I worked at a place for about 3 years, and then I felt a little cramped at the studio that I was in. It was kind of small, like it was very tiny. It was probably about half the size of the studio that I'm in now. And so I really was like, now what do I do? Because I feel like I've outgrown my studio, and I just feel like, what am I supposed to do now? And so I was in the midst of, before I moved on to this bigger studio, and I had been feeling a transition. I don't know if anyone can relate to that, where you like spiritually feel that like things are shifting and you're about to make a big transition. But it was like, for me, I feel like I always feel that stuff early on, like before the transition is meant to happen. And so I'm like, but where am I supposed to go? What am I supposed to do? I need to line everything up and get everything prepared. And God is like, hold on, calm down. I'm getting everything in order. You just take everything day by day. But I'm like such a preparer. Like I just like to over prepare. And so I'm like, but where am I going? But what am I doing? So I'm freaking out. So anyways, I was stressed because I knew that I was supposed to leave where I was at and move on to a different studio, but I had no idea what the details were. So I had been really praying about it, and of course I was all over the place looking at all these different locations. Do I open my own thing and like rent out other studios for other hairstylists, or do I just find another studio around? Like it was like all these things were in the air. So one night I went to see a speaker at my church, and I'll never forget this. I was really stressed that day. Like, I had a stressful day at work. I had some like draining clients. Like, if you're a hairstylist, you know what I mean. Clients just sometimes are super draining and they drain our energy. So I just had one of those days, and I almost didn't go to my church to see the speaker that night. It was like a Wednesday night, like Bible study night or whatever. And I almost didn't go see her, but she was from Australia and she's actually really amazing. I will put some of her books and stuff down in the description box if you want to check her out. But her name is Bev. She's really awesome. Anyways, long story short, I went to the Bible study night. I had come straight from work, and so I get there a little early, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go for a walk before I walk into church. I don't want to be like frantic and stressed, so I was like, I'm just gonna take a breath, like walk down the sidewalk before I go in. And so that's what I did. So I walked down this entire sidewalk, and I'm just taking really, really deep breaths and just like, God, where am I supposed to go? What am I supposed to do? Like, I am just praying to God, asking him to show me, like, give me a sign, give me something that I can, you know, so that I can sleep at night, really, because I get in these modes where I know something is gonna change, I know something's about to happen, and I like can't sleep, I can't do anything until I know the details. I think that's one of the ways that God tests me and prepares me for where I'm going next in life, because yeah, it's not the first time that this has happened. So anyways, I get all the way to the end of the sidewalk. I look to my left, and there it is. I still have the picture. Like, I was like, my jaw dropped down. Like, I was in complete shock. I will insert the photo here. I took a picture of it, and I was like, that's where I'm supposed to move. Like, this is it. When did this come here? When did this appear? Like, this was a beautiful salon studio place that I had never heard of, never seen before. There was no like social media for it, no Facebook, like nothing. There was just no advertisement for this place, and I just stumbled upon it walking down the sidewalk. So the reason why I had never heard of it, and there was, you know, nothing around about it, is because they were still finishing construction for this place. I just knew, like, it was almost like it just clicked. And I just knew that's where I'm supposed to go. That is where my salon is supposed to be. And so I'm like, give me the phone number, give me the, like, who do I need to call? You know, let me like set this stuff up. When can I move in? Like, I was like freaking out. Obviously, I hadn't gone to my church thing yet. And God was like, relax, calm down. Like, I will work everything out. I led you all the way here. Do you think I'm gonna like drop the ball now? No. And I was like, okay, like, I need to calm down. I called her the next morning, and it turns out the owners of this place are family friends of mine. My aunt is best friends with the girl that owns this, her aunt, ironically, like, just so funny. And so it just kind of all connected and fell into place, and I ended up moving in here. So I moved in here, and I have been here now for, I think it's been like 3.5 years since I've been here. Yeah, I've been here now for about 3.5 years. Absolutely love it. Your spirit leads you, so trust that gut feeling and that spiritual side for when you are transitioning to the next chapter of your life. And if you're watching this video and you are wondering if it's time for you to leave the salon that you're at and move on to another place, pray about it. Ask God to show you. Like literally ask God to lead you to where you're going to be. And I promise He will. If He did it for me, He will do it for you. This is gonna change my whole look of my hair. Like even just doing just a root shadow is gonna change my hair completely. And it's just sometimes a little bit goes a long way, and sometimes you just need to do something little like this and it'll change your look completely. So I'm excited for you guys to see my finished result. So I am going to let this process for about 20 minutes. I'm gonna also put on my eyebrow color. I've been using the same thing to color my eyebrows for years. I just use 4AB and 10 volume, and I love this cute little from our brush to apply it on my brows. And I just stir it up. And this is me one-handed stirring because I'm holding the camera in the other hand. So I just stir this up and then I apply it on my eyebrows and let it process for 20 minutes. Okay, so it's been 20 minutes and it's always so funny how dark everything looks when it's processing, but I promise it is not going to look this dark when I rinse it out. And I love a level 4 for my brows because I love a good contrast. My brows are probably a natural level 6, but I like to take them a lot darker. And this gives me a really good fullness with my brows as well. And I feel like after I tint my brows, I don't have to do a whole lot of makeup. I know that this root shadow looks so scary, but I promise it's gonna look perfect when it's all done. Okay, so I took off one brow and I just want to show you guys like the difference between how dark and aggressive it looks when the color's on versus taking the color off. Like, it's gonna be okay. So this is my brows when they're done. I love how much fuller and just like how much more dimension they have. All right, so I'm gonna rinse my hair and I'm rinsing it myself. I'm just gonna flip my head over in the shampoo ball. So this is what my root shadow and brow tint is going to look like after. As you can see, it just kind of blurs out that new growth line and just kind of makes it a seamless transition and gets any yellow tones out of there and just gives me a whole new look and gives me some depth and dimension to my solid colored blonde hair. And I just absolutely love doing this. Like I said, I do this after about 2 to 3 weeks after I do my root touch-up, and I just feel like this just takes my hair to the next level. So I hope you beauties enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a like, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.
Let's go, let's hit.